So, welcome back to the module 2. Let's dig into the pillar number 2. And probably in terms of goal setting, in terms of clarity, I would say that setting goals is the one that probably has gotten the most attention. So, probably it's the most familiar for you, but hopefully I'm able to give you some good new or remember the insights you already know. So today's roadmap, we are going to talk about how important is to have a clear goal and why it is important to have a goal at all. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the main principles, how to set goals. From my book, from everywhere, from the internet, from you're able to find very different methods how to set goals. The most important thing is to understand that each method is suitable for specific situation. Please choose the right one for you, considering the circumstances you or your client have. But those general principles, must-have principles, are something that we today cover. And of course, I'm again sharing one real life example as well. And with this module, please, worksheet number 2, download it, take a look at it. You can find two sheets uh, specially designed for you, so you can help your client to set a goal they understand, to set the goal that it is very clear for them why do they want it and how does it align with their existence or their person. Okay, um, let's go into it. I'm sure you're as anxious as me looking this content. What am I going to offer you today? What is a clear goal? A clear goal is something that is deeply personal and is something that is compelling and clear. I'm not going into this today no more than saying that we all set goals all the time, every day. We just don't we just don't do it consciously the whole time. I bet your or your client's goal is to arrive safely from home to work and vice versa. I bet your client's goal is to maintain his close or her close relationships or improve them when time goes on. I believe their priority is health. Their goal is to stay healthy. Or in bigger scale, maybe some countries want to gain or remain independent. So I say that we set goals all the time. So unfortunately, many of them are unconsciously But our idea, what we are talking today, is that we do this conscious goal setting. We want to align our brain and our subconscious with our intentions. This is why we are talking about that the goal needs to be deeply personal. It has to be your thing. It has to be coming from your DNA, and it has to be compelling for you, so it would pull you toward it. It would be so beautiful and magnificent that you can't wait to get it. And of course, if we are taking the metaphor we used in module 1, then if you are aware of your starting point, you are already on that horse, and you are about to give that horse an order which direction you're going to start moving, then before you do that, you need to understand what is the clear outcome. It is very basic thing, in very basic things, in everyday things. If someone's building a house, for example, it is very basic that you know before you start building, before you start mixing the concrete or bring some tools to the site, you want to understand how this house will look like. What is the thing you're actually building? So you're making some detailed technical design there, and you want to understand it. If you if you start building something, and a person comes and asks you, "What are you building here?" I have no idea. They might have some questions for you. Are you okay? So that's the idea. And in terms of clear goals, then there are three main killers. Vagueness, this is too general. Person don't know, they don't even understand what is the thing they want. They want to earn some money, they want to lose some weight, they want to have better relationships. These are all symptoms of a vague goal. Competing priorities. Uh, Prioritization is not having 100 things to do or 100 priorities, and you just put them in order, and then you do one thing, and then you again put them in order. Prioritization is saying most to many things, and prioritization usually is not the choosing between good and bad. This is something that the clients, I would say, handle themselves. Where you as a coach step in is the question where a person has to choose between good and great. This is already a tougher one, because the good thing is also good for me. But often, if you want to have the great, you need to put aside the good. So having too many things on the table, having too many goals at the same time in a narrow time frame, this is also something that kills the clarity. Scientific research shows that the best is 2 to 3 priorities. A human brain can handle 5 plus minus 2, as the study says. So let's say that the best, the most optimistic scientific view is 7. It's quite much. And often our clients have a lot more. So I suggest maximum 2 to 3 priorities at a time, so your client would remain clear in their head and in their heart. And of course, if the goal is 2 sections or 3 sections or even 6 or 7 sections long, it is not clear enough. If it takes too much time and your client is not able to say it in short ways, there is some work that you still need to do with that goal. And of course, we're going to talk about this 85-15 rule, which is a great rule to understand how goal setting actually works. Remember that client you have been working with. You put your initials and etc. Then at the moment, think of one client who could use that worksheet, what we have within this module, who would benefit from it. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Okay, let's move on. Nevertheless, or despite of the method you're going to choose how to set goals with your client, I would say the one thing to follow is the 85-50% rule. It is actually coming also from the scientific studies. So I'm a science fan, and everything I say has some study behind it. That's usually the case. So how to set a goal? You have experienced it, or you have seen your clients do it. They set a huge ambitious goal. There is no question that they really want it and they need it. And some time goes by and they haven't start doing it. They haven't start living it. They haven't actually stepped any direction, any steps towards that goal. Why? Probably the goal is too big, and since the goal is too big, yeah, it pulls them, but it seems so far away that I might just give up. Your client may think, and of course, so you have also seen the other side of the same scale is that when a person sets a goal, it is very realistic, and it's even too realistic. They do not have to stretch to achieve it. Then they also might not step any actual steps because since it's too easy for them, it's they say that there is time or it is not actually a compelling goal. The sweet spot is actually this 15%. You want your client to set a goal that is slightly out of their reach. It means that if they want to, I don't know, walk a distance, then if their current ability, if their starting point is they are comfortably walking 100 meters or 1,000, let's say 100 meters, and they want to set a goal to increase that distance, then they should not maybe choose to go from 100 to 10,000 meters. Might be a big step for them, and they will not follow through because the distance they have to cover is huge. They might add 15% to that 100 meter. If it's a kilometer, they would just add 150 meters. You want your client to stretch, but you don't want them to hurt themselves or be afraid of the huge gap they have between their current abilities and the abilities they want to have. This, if you use the 85-15 rule, then you balance the comfort your client also needs, and you also balance the challenge they actually also need. So enough certainty to act, enough stretch to grow. Am I hearing? How does it sound for you? You want to keep your foot on the ground, but you want to stretch to the stars, like this famous quote says. So if your client is setting goals, then you might say that after they have written down their goal, let's say that what if this goal would be 2 inches higher? How would that sound? How would that sound like? Or okay, that's great thing what you have written here. This is a beautiful goal. What if you would be a bit more courageous, or I know you deserve this? How would your goal sound if it would be a bit bolder, if it would have a bit more courage in it? How would it sound for you? Push them a bit. They feel your support, but they also feel the challenge. This is a beautiful concept, a beautiful rule that will help your clients feel certain about their abilities, but it will also make them stretch so they follow through. Give it a go. See how it actually works. It has done wonders in my practice. The tool you might also use, and you can also find it linked to the worksheet number 2 as well. How to understand whether your client's goal is clear or it is not so clear. You can go step by step. The very big thing is when your client is able to write his or her goal down. They need to process it and need to send a clear signal to their hand, write it down. It also gives their goal a shape. Of course, the goal has to be specific enough. There are different methods for that. You probably are well aware of those. But your goal has to be specific enough so you understand what is the thing you actually are after, or what your client is actually after. And if the goal is written down by your client and is too long, give them the exercise, or give them the request to keep the same goal, but what if you would be able to say it within 10 words? How would your goal sound like? It will put them thinking, what is it exactly? They will separate the cream from the crop, like the saying goes. And the ultimate test is actually quite simple. If your client would tell his or her goal to a 6-year-old boy or girl, and that 6-year-old would tell your client's goal to another 6-year-old child, how would it sound like? does something goes missing? Is it too complicated? Or it would sound back right the same way as your client told to that first 6-year-old before that 6-year-old told to another um, child the same goal. Your goal has to be so clear, so simply put that the 6-year-old child would understand it. If that's the case, you understand it deeply, and your subconscious understand it as well. This is the key essence here. You need to understand your goal. You need to understand it. And when you wake up your client in the middle of the night and ask, what is your goal? They have to be able to tell it to you. If it's vague, if it's describing something, it is all good. But if they are not able to explain it to a 6-year-old, then there is some work that needs to be done with that goal. Please keep that in mind. Another my client, Maria, was her name, and again she was. Thank you, Maria, for letting me use her example here. These practical examples are the best, and Maria actually came to me, and she said that she needs to have a better work-life balance in her life. I said okay, and we started coaching, and in our fourth session together, uh, we actually started doing this test. What is this better work-life balance? Please describe me. So yeah, let's say I'm a 6-year-old boy and I don't know anything about work-life balance. How do you understand when you have achieved it? And yeah, the original goal, she admitted it was fuzzy, and she told her story behind this sentence. And what we actually pointed or wrote down is that mm, she had a family dinner 7 p.m. and she wanted to be there. So if I asked her, what is your goal in terms of having a better work-life balance? Then she said, if I leave office, if I have left office by 6 p.m., there is enough time for me to go through the traffic, have some reload time, and sat behind the table with the dinner table with my family. Leave office by 6 p.m. was her actual goal that we started to chase. Simple, quite a few words, and we actually tested this with her daughter as well, and as you can imagine, the daughter approved. She understood it, and she also said that that's a great goal, mother. So yeah, uh, keep it simple, and keep it simple. Uh, Make it stretch for you, and you will set clear goals. And in Maria's case, uh, she actually set her phone to make some kind of a noise, send her an alert, so she would know that she have some time because the 6 p.m. is about to come. specific departure beat abstract balance, I would say. Keep it simple and worksheet number 2, download it if you yet have not done it. Take a look at it. There are 2 pages, one of them with full notes for you to use, the other one an empty template for you to use with your client. So yeah, good luck with it, and we'll see you in the model 3. Thank you.